Hey guys, how is it going? Welcome back to another video. All right, guys, so we are going to do another complete character guide video today. And in today's video, we are going to cover a character which is called as Justice League The Flash. Now, Justice League The Flash is a two-in-one character. You know, he can also be a damage dealer if you want, and he can also be a combo builder if you want. He can also be a support character, actually, three in one. We're going to take a look at exactly how to play with this guy, exactly which artifacts we need, the build, the stats, not exactly the build, but the stats, which would be enough, and the passives and everything else about the character. All right, guys. So, before we get into that, I just wanted to let you know that if you're new to the channel and if you're watching this video for the first time, I would like to ask you to please hit the subscribe button and click on the bell notification for further updates on videos just like this. All right, guys. So, Justice League The Flash is a member of Justice League team, obviously, as the name says. And I have him maxed out completely at 7 stars with level 80 piece of gears. So how to get him? Obviously, it's quite easy. It's mentioned over here as well from arena event as the arena reward from shards. Shards will be obtained from arena event chests and special offers. Okay, and you can also use your prismatic and class shards if you want. If you have them like I have these prismatic shards and class shards, which can be used on Justice League The Flash. All right, guys. Now before we go anywhere else, I would like to talk about the passive. There is only one passive ability over here, which is enough, I think, for this. Not enough, but there are some glitches. I don't know. I'm not sure about a glitch, but it could have been a little bit better. So what we have over here is basically it does not get upgraded when you upgrade this passives. Like from level one to through two or three or four or five. It's just the same thing for all the levels. Even if you unlock him at 3 stars, you will have the same passive stats that you're looking at right now when you have him at 7 stars. So nothing changes over here. So the first thing is that he gives +1 fast attack hit for the team. Now, which means hit means that your characters will do extra fast attack hits. And then the second thing about the passive is that every Justice League teammate will have their special one, which will be unblockable. Okay, whether it be one, two, or three, when you do it the first time, okay, it will be unblockable for all the Justice League teammates. Now, this the fast attack hit for team goes for any character you have alongside the Flash, and the second thing, the unblockable special is only for the Justice League teammates, not anyone else. Okay, so that's what we need to remember. It's also mentioned over here all teammates. Okay, basic attacks can hit multiple times, which is exactly +1 hit for the entire team, and fast attack, obviously. And Justice League teammates gain unblockable special ability once per match. That will be the first one. Okay. So this is the basic passive. Now, the only thing that I don't like is that they do not increase these passive stats. From level one, you will have the same thing, +1 fast attack hit for the entire team. And even till level 7, you will have the same thing, +1 fast attack for hit for the entire team. So that's one thing that is like kind of in a way setback. I would say this is something, maybe they could have added something extra which would have increased as we leveled up the passive. But yeah, it is just the one thing. Now, speed run, it's just like a normal speed run he does, and does a punch attack and smacks his opponents down. So this is just a basic thing. His special two can stun. Actually, it's a very high stun duration, yet it does not stun on every special two. There will be special twos where your character will not, well, Flash will not stun the opponent. So do not go or do not fall for these 165% chance to stun. It does not work exactly like that. There may be times when you do a special and the opponent will not get stunned. Maybe opponents are having stun resistance or something like that. But even if they're not having stun resistance, then there may be a chance that this special two would not stun. So it's not that reliable. So just remember that. Okay, and then there is a special 3 which can do a lot of damage if it's upgraded to like level 60 plus. And Flash darts forward into an uppercut that knocks back his opponent. Nothing special about the special 3 or special 1. There is just one special thing about a special 2, which is stun, which again does not work always. Sometimes it does, sometimes it does not. Most of the time it will, and maybe there will be a few times it won't, the stun from special 2. Now, the super move, as always, will increase the damage for the entire battle for 50%, and an extra damage will be dealt, 43,000 damage and extra damage for the entire duration of the battle, 50%. All right, guys. So that was the passives. Now let's take a look at the stats. Now, what do we need to have on Justice League The Flash? The first thing that we need to have on Justice League The Flash is critical attack damage, critical attack chance. Okay, there is no need to add defense, blocking, or any sort of resistances on this guy. You need to max out critical attack damage, max out critical attack chance, and max out the third thing, which is fast attack chance. As simple as that. You can do this with gears by putting attack stats, I'm sorry, CAD and CAC on gears and on talents. And fast attack is only available on the gears. So make sure that you have at least four fast attack chances on your gears. You could add some CADs and CACs over there, and then you can add the rest should be over here. So what I've done over here is that I have mostly added attack over here, and CAD and CAC are available on the gears. But eventually, what I have is that I have these stats which are completely maxed out. Okay, so usually the traditional way is to add critical attack damages, three of them, three critical attack chances over here, and a little bit of attack if you need, but we don't really go with armor piercing talents on Justice League The Flash. And the reason behind that is that we get armor piercing through Justice League Aquaman. Okay. And Justice League Aquaman provides armor piercing to all the Justice League teammates. Plus, if you have Cyborg with you, then you can also get extra attack, extra damage on your basic hits. Okay. So that's the reason why we don't have any armor piercing talents on Justice League The Flash. All right, guys. So those were the stats. Now let's talk about the teams. Okay, before we get into the artifact, let's talk about the teams. So the best team, if you are looking forward to building the Flash as a damage dealer. Okay, let's talk about Flash as a damage dealer first. So the first thing that you need will be Justice League Cyborg, which is not that easy to find, and you need to also have Justice League Aquaman with you. Now Aquaman is easily available from the arena season events. Flash again, he's also available from there. But Cyborg is kind of rare, but there is a chest for from where you can get Cyborg. It gives you around 2.8% chances to get a, 3-star Cyborg. You can open that. You might have to open a lot of those chests in order to get Cyborg. There may be chances where you might get him from the solo raid drops as well, but that's super rare. Okay, because Cyborg increases the damage by 300% for basic swipe and tag attacks for all the Justice League teammates, which is why Justice League Flash can also be used as a damage dealer. All right. Now, Flash as a combo builder can be used with any damage dealer, which in case which basically needs a combo builder. Like Silver Banshee requires a combo builder. You can use Justice League Flash's passives, you know to max out the hits of your damage dealer. Now let me give you an example. Now if we are using Black Manta, Black Manta's damage is mostly done through. Now let's forget about Black Manta, he is a legendary character. Let's talk about Justice League team, Justice League the Flash, and one of the LOA characters, which is also very having a kind of a synergy with Justice League the Flash because of this passive +1 fast stack hit for the entire team, and that character is Last Laugh the Joker. You can put in Justice League the Flash, you can put in Last Laugh the Joker, you can put in Entangling Poison Ivy to get yourself a really decent damage dealing team over there. Because Justice League Flash, because Joker will do most of the damage with the basic hits, and Flash will increase those hits by 1%, by +1. Okay, which means you will have an entire team that will be supported by Justice League The Flash. All right, so LOA team with the Joker, Flash, and API. Then you can use the same with Manta as well. You can put in Brainiac, Manta, and Justice League the Flash. Flash has a support character again. And then you can also go with the damage dealing team, Cyborg, Aquaman, and Justice League the Flash as the main damage dealer in there. Okay, now let's talk about the artifacts. Now there are a few artifacts which can be used. Now if you have this artifact. Now, these we're just going to talk about pay to free to play artifacts. We're not even going to talk about pay to win artifacts because that doesn't really make any sense. So, Twin Blade is one of those artifacts which can help to do a lot of damage through Justice League the Flash. Now, take a look at this: 55% chance to armor pierce with basic and swipe attacks. That's what we want. When you're using the Flash, additional 200% damage for armor pierced basic and swipe attacks. So each time you do a armor piercing attack on the opponent, which gives you an additional extra 200% damage. So which will happen for 55%. All right. Additional damage for armor pierced basic swipe attack splits between the target and tagged out opponent. So might come also in handy in arena and champions arena. It also destroys all the active shields and barriers, like barriers for dark side, shields for Grodd's and Wonder Woman characters. So this is helpful a lot when it is applied on Justice League the Flash. Now the second artifact, if you don't have the twin blade, you can go with you know dark metal cards. If in case you're fighting against opponents who are resilient, who basically are ignoring critical attacks and critical damages, or if they're having resistances to CADs and CACs, you can use dark metal cards. Now let's say if you're a complete beginner, you don't have twin blade, you don't have dark metal cards, then what to do? There is another alternative for this, which is Claws of Horus. Again, Claws of Horus is one of those artifacts which will give you a straight flat 75% attack boost. There we go. And it will also give you 30% chance to stun on swipe attacks. Okay, not on basic, but swipe attacks. So this is the least damage dealing artifact. But if in case you don't have anything else, you can go with this. Now there is no point in using all blades, because all blades, if you're using a character with all blades, and you might have tag in and tag out a lot. And Flash does not tag in and tag out a lot. So that's one thing. Let's say if you don't have anything, you don't even have Claws of Force, just go with the Amulet of Might, because Amulet of Might gives 55% damage for basic tags and swipe attacks, so which will again be helpful for Justice League the Flash, because most of the damage done is through these means, basic attacks, tag attacks, and swipe attacks. All right, guys. Now gameplay is pretty simple. There is no need to do anything special with the gameplay. Because you just go in there, you just do as many basic hits as you can if you're using Flash as a damage dealer, and try to stun with special two. In order to, if in case your character is combo interruptible, that's great. Your opponent is combo interruptible, it's great. If not, then try using a special two in order to stun the opponent, and then that way you can do the basic attacks as many as you want while the opponent is stunned. And then if you're using him as a support character, then probably you won't even tag him in during the fight. So yeah, the gameplay is pretty simple. There is nothing much to talk about. So yeah, I think we covered pretty much everything about the Flash. So if you guys still have any questions or anything about the character, do let me know down in the comments, and I'll be more than happy to answer it to you. All right, guys. So thank you for your time. You guys have a great day. Take care and have a good one. Bye bye.